हरि ओम गोविंदाय नमः गोवर्धनाय नमः माधवाय नमः केशवाय नमः उपेन्द्राय नमः अनिरुद्धाय नमः प्रद्युम्नाय नमः कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरु. In this divine production, I would like to further explain on the internal pranayam, which is considered to be a panacea to all the maladies that one goes through in this sansar. What is internal pranayam? Internal pranayam is nothing but joining apana with prana and prana with apana internally, balancing both of them so that you balance all the five pranas within your body. This pranic energy is from the Almighty Lord that one receives from the top of your head in the form of vital pranic energy, vital force energy that runs your body, and it gets imbalanced as you grow into youthful age, adult age, and old age. It keeps on decreasing because we are externalizing our consciousness. We are becoming conscious of worldly affairs rather than that we belong to the Almighty Lord. There is spirituality within you. You are made up of material energy as well as spiritual energy. The combination of both of them results in this human format from Panchabhutas and the soul energy. It is the combination of both of these that we manifest. So let's little bit talk about how the Srushti happened. How the Srushti happened. The cause is the Almighty Lord. In the beginning, He said, He said a monosyllable called Om. Om represents the absolute Brahman and also the personalized form of Brahman, Lord Krishna, Shiva, Rama, and any of his various incarnations. The Srushti happened due to saying Om, uttering that monosyllable Om, A-U-M. Om animates space, air, then they animate fire, fire animates water, water animates Prithvi because all the things that are there in the water they condense to form the Prithvi on which we are anchored. So, our root is the super soul. With the aid of utterance of that monosyllable Om, the Srushti came about. So, in order to go back to Him, to get that nirvana, that final liberation, we need to take help of the same sound, Om, and our prana, that vital force energy that is there internally in our body. Both of them we have to use along with our mind and intellect to reach our original root, that Almighty Lord. So, what happens when we are born? The very moment we come out of the womb of our mothers, we actually take an expiration in order to clear our lungs, because the lungs are filled with amniotic fluid. When the fluid is there, one cannot breathe at all or breathe properly. So, the newly born child needs to clear that amniotic fluid from the lungs so that he or she can breathe well to survive. In the lungs, we have that amniotic fluid consisting of lecithin and sphingomyelin. The ratio of the sphingomyelin to lecithin should be 3.5. Otherwise, one cannot survive in this world. So, that baby takes first an expiration to breathe external air. Once the child, the newly born child, takes the external oxygen, the blood gets oxygenated and you become pinkish the very moment. So, in that process, most of our prana, that that life force energy goes down in the form of apana, and some of it actually it actually stays right here in the Brooklyn. This is the this is the place of this is the place of our consciousness, the third eye chakra, Krishna consciousness, Shiva consciousness, Christ consciousness. That's the place we need to reach finally in order to identify ourselves as the soul energy of super soul. Without the soul energy, our body cannot live. It perishes. It is impermanent, whereas the soul energy is permanent, eternal, part and parcel of the super soul. So, what is internal pranayam? It is to it is to join apana with prana and prana with apana, and the balanced, that pranic shakti, that life force energy activates our other chakras in the body. We have seven chakras: Mooladhara chakra, Swadhisthana chakra, Manipura chakra, Anahata chakra, Vishuddha chakra, Agna chakra, and Sahasrara chakra. All the seven chakras, they have to be activated and kept in balance for us to function well. They have to be regulated properly. It happens only when our pranic shakti gets balanced. Our Vedas and other sacred scriptures, including Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads, teach us that our body consists of three bodies: the Sthula Sharira, the gross body, Sukshma Sharira, the subtle body, and the causal body, which is the Karana Sharira. What all you see is the gross body, that is the Sthula Sharira, and then internally a blueprint of that is the Sukshma Sharira. Our Sukshma body, that means our subtle body, consists of this Nadi system as well. The Nadi system, just like our brain, central nervous system, we have subtle Nadi system. The Nadi system consists of mainly, our body system consists of mainly Pingala Nadi on the right and Ida Nadi on the left. And centrally, we have Sushumna Nadi. All of them are connected with various other small nadis. This nadi system serves as different streams or rivers to flow that pranic Shakti, that CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. That's the fluid actually. It distributes all the nutrients and takes away all the impurities from that nadi system. In general, human beings suffer from various maladies. How do you get rid of all the maladies? The only solution is internal pranayam. Internal pranayam is the one purifies all your systems and makes sure that your reproductive system, your excretory system, your digestive system, your circulatory system, and respiratory system, and your expression system, your ability to hear through your ears and also express freely, all that they have to function well for you to give a nice shelter to your Atman energy. Otherwise, when all these systems fail, your Atman energy likes to leave the body, the impermanent body, and that soul energy, depending on your karma, will migrate into another suitable body. Until and unless you realize yourself as an Atman energy and God realize, these are the true requirements for you to be free from this world, not to go through all the maladies, all the despairs, all the disappointments. All in all, you will be away from this roller coaster life. So, what needs to occur in our own body so that we function well, the only solution is practicing internal pranayam. Internal pranayam was taught by Lord Krishna himself to Arjun post Kurukshetra war, as Arjun did not remember when he was taught before the war took place on the Kurukshetra field, the battlefield. So, Lord Krishna explains through various shlokas in Bhagavad Gita what is the first requirement for internal pranayam. Samam kayam शिरोग्रीवं धारयन् अचलं स्थिरा समं कायं शिरोग्रीवं धारयन् अचलं स्थिरा सम्प्रेक्ष्य नासिकाग्रम् सम्प्रेक्ष्य नासिकाग्रम् स्वं दिशश्च नवलोकयन् सम्प्रेक्ष्य नासिकाग्रम् स्वं दिशश्च नवलोकयन् आ आ आ sit like I'm sitting in a comfortable position, Vajrasana, Padmasana, or Sukhasana, or on a chair. Make sure that your lumbar region, your head, and neck, they are in a straight line. And never look at any other directions. You only look at your bhrukuti, the space between your two eyebrows, intensely, and focus on your breath, internal breath. We are nothing to do with inhaling outside oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide from your blood through the lungs and then nostrils. Nothing to do with external air at all. All in all, we are going to do that play with internal pranic energy, that vital force energy which comes from your soul energy. Your soul is the one that powers this pranic energy for us to live in this body. Once that is not there, you cannot breathe the external air and exhale that internal carbon dioxide at all. So that's that. In one of the shlokas, Lord Krishna explained as to how to make yourself seated in order to perform this. And this, our Nadi system, involving Pingala on the right, which controls the left side of the brain, and Ida on the left side, connected to the left nostril through hypothalamus, controls the right side of the brain. Both of them are like two serpents winding around the spinal cord, that's the Sushumna Nadi, runs through as a Meru Dandam. So both of them were winding around it like a braid, two snakes winding around, making that braid and having connections to the central nervous system through hypothalamus, nostrils, thalamus, and the four ventricles, medulla oblongata, and the Sushumna Nadi. When the balanced pranic energy, that life force energy, that prana is the one awakened Kundalini Shakti, and that rises up through all the six chakras, ultimately reaching the seventh chakra, which is the Sahasrara chakra, where the Paramatman is there. Yourself, you are here in the Bhrukuti. That is your real identification as the Atman energy. You need to merge with the Paramatman. That is how you need to do. internal pranayam. Let me utter another shlok where Lord Krishna recommends the second requirement. Sparshan kritva, sparshan kritva, bahir bahyan. Sparshan kritva, bahir bahyan. Chakshus Shaivantarabhruvo Pranapana Pranapana Samau Kritva Nasabhyantaracharinav Pranapana Samau Kritva नासाभ्यन्तरचारिणौ आ, आ, The second requirement, according to Lord Krishna, to perform this internal pranayam is to knock out your hearing sensation, seeing sensation, smelling sensation, tasting sensation, and the touching sensation. You should not become conscious of them at all. You need to lock them out so that the energy, the pranic energy, life force energy used by these five sense organs will be internalized for you to reach your own self and then realize God. That is the second requirement. Additionally, you need to very sharply look at, that means fix your gaze in your bhrukuti, right here in between the two eyebrows. So, we heard about the second requirement, and according to Lord Krishna, what is internal pranayam? He actually embeds the meaning of internal pranayam in the following stanza. That is, apane juhvati pranam prane panam tatha pare apane juhvati pranam prane panam tatha pare प्राणापानगति रुद्ध्वा प्राणायाम पारायणाः प्राणापान गति रुद्ध्वा प्राणायाम पारायणाः While performing this internal pranayam, some join apanam with pranam and pranam with apanam and control the movement of both these streams, apana and prana. Here, if the movements are like this, Ida Nadi stream is going up and Pingala Nadi stream going down. That means you are losing your pranic shakti and getting deposited there in the Muladhara chakra. It means you have to control both of them and make sure they go up. They go up in this direction. That's how you are controlling their movements, and then deposit the whole prana right here. That's how you are performing this internal pranayam without involving the external air, oxygen, and internal carbon dioxide to expel out. I forgot to mention that Ida and Pingala are like DNA strands complementary to each other when they are balanced. Balanced pranic Shakti is the one going to awaken the Kundalini Shakti in your Sushumna Nadi. Sushumna contains three layers. They are Vajra, Chitra, and Brahmanadi. Brahmanadi is the one serves as the main canal that takes this balanced pranic Shakti to yourself in the Bhrukuti and also to the abode of Almighty Paramatman for you to realize God so that you will never come back to this world. But this needs to happen when you are alive. You need to realize your truth as an Atman energy emanating from Super Soul, that Paramatman. So, how do you do this? I mentioned about how to sit and what are the other requirements. So, in order to actually perform this sadhana, one needs to choose a mudra, a hand gesture like this, a gnana mudra, and you place your hands on your thighs near the knees. Why do you choose a mudra? It is to actually trap your life force energy. There are some pressure points when you join your fingers of your hands, various fingers, with the thumb. You trap energy so that you do not become externally conscious. You only become internally conscious, conscious of your breath, conscious of any of the chakras on which you are concentrating, and concentration in your Bhrukuti as a point of light. That is what is required for you to succeed and finally drink the nectar of true peace and bliss. So choose like this a hand gesture, hand mudra, and and perform the internal pranayam. So first of all, remember Lord Krishna said, Nasabhyantaracharinav. That means this is the tongue, and just behind that you have uvula, and the uvula contains soft and coarse palates. One must use the soft palate of your uvula as a as an elevated platform, making you move up and press down, going down. So that's the platform. So for internal pranayam, you need to create vacuum right here. Without vacuum, The deposited apana here in the Muladhara chakra cannot go up because there is no vacuum at all. You need to create a vacuum so that it moves up and then press down. So you are moving the apana up and then pressing the prana down so that in this process, in this rubbing process of the two nadis or churning process of the two nadis, the, the flowing energy, the life force energy actually gets balanced right here. How many times we need to do this? You can do 50 times. 50 times. Why? Because each one of the chakras have different petals on their flowers. These flowers are coming from the lotus flower at each chakra, like a plexus. Each one is a plexus because both Pingala and Sushumna are winding around that Merudandam, that Sushumna Nadi. They are making a braid. At each point, they are actually meeting, crisscrossing. That location is called a plexus. So, from that plexus to other plexus, you have distance. So, our awakened Shakti from the Kundalini has to pass through all those plexus and reach you and reach Paramatma. Kundalini Shakti has that ability for you to get that enlightenment. Without that, it is highly difficult to get that enlightenment through other yogas, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Gnana Yoga. This is the this is it involves all three. Karma Yoga, that means you are doing this internal pranayam. It is considered as Karma Yoga. And with bhakti, with devotion, you are doing this. And with Gnan, you are doing this because you received the right divine knowledge for you to perform this internal pranayam, for you to be enlightened and getting rid of all the maladies, all the impurities. Talking of impurities in our body, we have kapha, we have vata, and pitta. All these three doshas have to be driven off. They have to be dissolved before you get into the meditative process. First, do the internal pranayam sadhana and then followed by meditation. So, I said that you can do 50 times that internal pranayam sadhana. Then Sahasrara chakra has 1,000 petals. Do you like to do 1,000 times, 1,050 times? Yes. When one gets that practice, it will enable you to do 1,050 times if you like. In that process, that is the fastest way to get enlightenment, to reach the Paramatma and be with Him forever, serving at His lotus feet and drinking that nectar of true peace and bliss. So, why did I say 50 times? 50 times it is because the number of petals on each of the flowers in the plexus and number of 50, that 50 letters in Sanskrit alphabet. From the letters in an alphabet, you form the names. of all the worldly things and also spiritual word to describe. But mainly, we are talking about the subjects and objects of the world, our desires and all should be gotten rid of. Only focus should be in the prakriti, on the shwasa, that means the breath, and your gaze has to be fixed right here, only focusing on the illumination, that point of light, for you to realize yourself and God realize. So let's perform this internal pranayam as to how to do it. So I chose this Nana Mudra and placed on my thighs, and I sat in Sukhasana. So I'm using my soft palette of the viola and then drawing the apana from Muladhara Chakra to rise it up. This is how it is done. And when you do this internal inspiration, that is called Purakam. So I am doing the Purakam, that is internal inspiration from Muladhara Chakra to Agna Chakra. So you draw it up. I have just done the Purakam, and then I am depositing that energy in the Prakriti, that is Kumbhakam. If it has taken 3 seconds to draw the Apanam, then you deposit for 3 seconds, that is Kumbhakam, and then you press it down using the same mechanism. Now that Nasabhyantaracharina, you are using that soft palate of the uvula and then pressing it down. So I have done Purakam, that means it is drawing the energy up, that Apanam up, and then press it down. That means your pranic Shakti is going down for only the churning process. And that internal expiration is called Rechakam, and internal deposition is called Adho Kumbhakam. So you have to repeat this process for 50 times. And the mudras that you can choose actually for 7 different chakras, or 6 actually, up to Agni Chakra. You don't need to have any mudra for the Sahasrara Chakra. So, following this sadhana, this internal pranayama, when you are concentrating on different chakras, you can actually choose different mudras. This one, the ring finger and the thumb, it is joining both of them or connecting both of them and keeping the other fingers is called is is called actually Prithvi Mudra, Muladhara Chakra, and the pinky and the thumb joining and pressing is Swadhisthana Chakra Mudra. And when you do Fire Mudra, the Sapphire Mudra is is the ring finger and the thumb, but the ring finger has to rest under the thumb at the root, like this. Okay, and then you have to do the Vayu Mudra. So Vayu Mudra is index finger and the thumb. Index finger has to be pressed